The LPGA Tour was in Virginia recently at the Kingsmill Golf Club and the picturesque River Course for the annual Kingsmill Championship. One of the headline acts in the field was Lydia Ko, number 3 in the Rolex rankings and one win away from becoming the youngest number 1 in the history of the game. Since she first burst onto the golfing scene, the teenager has won 6 professional tournaments worldwide, and she sat down with Golfing World to tell us how her first full season on tour is coming along.
I think the lucky thing about me was that I actually got to play a couple of the LPGA tournaments last year, so I guess I came in knowing a couple of the players. I wasn't here not knowing who somebody was. So yeah, to me, in that kind of perspective, I was really lucky that I did get to meet and play with some of those players.
Good to have some positive early experiences on tour, but Lydia also admits she's discovering new things about herself each time she tees it up. Her most significant lesson so far came at the 2014 Founders Cup, when she led going into the final round but was passed on Sunday by Kari Webb.
During that final round, I felt like I really wanted to win, and I think that kind of made me go downhill, where I was pushing myself too hard, and like a bogey would affect me more than it would normally do. So that was a really good experience.
She finished tied second in Phoenix and didn't have to wait too long to get herself in another winning position. A month later at the Swinging Skirts in San Francisco, she stood just off the fairway at the 72nd hole with a one-stroke lead, knowing one more birdie would seal the deal over Stacey Lewis.
That pin position is very tough with a bunker up front, and I knew the balls will skip forward, yeah, it kind of needed to be, it was kind of one of those shots where you needed to kind of be cute with it, where you needed to land up front, and if it rolls up, it does. If it doesn't, it'll stay around there, and that was what I was trying to do. I said to myself, you're not going to win this if you miss this putt, and I mean, playoffs, you never know what's going to happen, and I felt sure that Stacey would make that putt, so I thought, I need to do this before she does, and luckily I did, and I guess I got my line right and tried to just roll it in.
Yes, Lydia's first victory of 2014 couldn't have been more perfectly timed. Earlier in the week, she'd celebrated her 17th birthday, and her third LPGA victory was watched on a rare visit to the course by her father, Lydia Ko.
It was really special having him there. I don't know when he's coming out next, but yeah, it was really, I think, a good experience for him. I think being there, and hopefully he was proud.
Lydia's no stranger to collecting trophies and awards, but another announcement that came that week made the Ko family even more proud of their young daughter. Lydia was named in Time magazine's annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world, putting her alongside the likes of President Obama, Pope Francis, and Beyoncé.
Like, secretly, I thought they got it wrong. They got the wrong person, but yeah, that's why it's a huge honor to, I guess, be amongst his names. Be amongst, when's my name ever going to be next to President Obama's? It's never.
Being the face of the next generation of women's golf is a lot to absorb for somebody who hasn't even graduated from high school yet. But Lydia's taking it all in her stride and trying hard to ensure she doesn't let it distract her too much from a normal teenage life.
Yeah, there's kind of a bit of pressure. There's a little bit of weight on my shoulders, but I just got to be myself, and that's the best I can do. I can't portray myself as a different person to who I normally am, and I think that's really important. And sometimes when I go to my school, they say, "Oh, will you say a speech about this?" And I'm like the same age as them. What am I going to say to influence them?
In truth, Lydia is already having a big influence on the world's sporting landscape, and as she continues her climb towards the top of the Rolex rankings, playing in a manner well beyond her years, she's bound to have a significant effect on her growing legion of worldwide fans.
I'm out here having fun, and if I can influence somebody while I'm having fun, and that's great. I guess it's like a 2-in-1 combo. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, you know, I got this bracelet from a little girl in San Francisco, so kind of having those little fans kind of makes me feel like I need to work harder to become that person that, you know, they think I am.